No, what did you think about Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit? I like both of them individually. I mean, I like Al Michaels. I love Al Michaels. Right. I love Kirk Herbstreit on college football. What did you think of the two together? I thought it was a little bit of a mixed match. I mean, you can't have your chemistry down week one. I mean, you give them a little bit of a break, but you do have an expectation of a broadcast when Al Michaels does a broadcast and Kirk Herbstreit does a game as well. To put them together, I did not feel it sounded like I wanted it to just yet.
What I said when I watched it is this. Look, first of all, let's take a step back. Let's give them a second to gel. You're right. You can't get chemistry down in week one. It takes actual real reps. I'm not talking about practice reps. You got to have real reps together, real games together to know someone's cadence, someone's tempo, and where it gets certain individuals excited. Now, with that said, see, this ain't college, Ryan and Ermanni. The NFL game is a lot faster. And that's what you notice early on in the game. Al Michaels is used to this pace. Al Michaels knows the NFL game, so Al Michaels was Al Michaels like he always is. Kirk Herbstreit took a second finding himself because in college, games are a little slower. Things are happening a lot slower. The audience you're talking to, they're really listening to you to break things down. The audience in the NFL knows what's going on. And the game is moving, it's rapid. If you noticed in the first half, Kirk didn't say too much. You heard Al Michaels more than you heard Kirk the first half. He was only kind of, chiming in every often. He was like, yeah, on that play right there, you see Bosa, he flew off that end and really got in there. That was a really good play by Bosa. But he really wasn't adding anything because the game's faster. So he's trying to catch up to the pace. He did catch up to the pace a little bit in the second half. It did get better. It's going to take them some time. But as of game one, I give him a C+, and I give Al Michaels an A-. It's typical Al.
And a lot of that break, too, is obviously, and I mentioned chemistry.
Yeah.
Look, it is so cool, I think, too, to feel butterflies doing something again, right?
You saw it.
Kirk Herbstreit could do a college football game of the week with his eyes closed.
In his bed watching cartoons.
And it would be a great analysis of that game. But to move on to a different venture and to feel those butterflies again and to find yourself again. I mean, when I started doing this with you, Braylon, look, we just a little inside radio or inside YouTube or website or digital, however you want to do it. We've got these sheets of paper, right? It's a rundown. Yep. You try to go block by block. Sometimes you get to the things, sometimes you don't. But at least you have a basis, a roadmap a little bit for what you want the show to be. It's a 2-hour show. I think the first day we did the show, I said everything that we were going to talk about in the first 8 minutes of the show, and we were out. I was spent. 8 minutes in, I had nothing to say.
It's like during our 15-second commercial, we were like, what the hell are we going to talk about now? Thanks a lot, Mr. Ermanni.
So, point being, a year later, you develop a chemistry with somebody, and the shows are a lot better. I anticipate this broadcast from two of the titans in the industry, it's going to be much better.
They're professionals at what they do. I believe it's going to get good. I actually think it's going to be one of the better teams. Once we get rocking into the season. You got to also give Kirk Herbstreit this. I don't give Ohio State guys much of anything, but you got to give him this. It's the first time that he's done an NFL game, a real regular season one, but it's also the first time that Prime has done a broadcast.
Yeah.
So it's not only his first time with something that already exists like NBC. This is his first time. And it's their first time, so he's like, I really can't F this up.
Right.
So there was a ton of pressure on him. I think he's settled into it. I don't want to give him some credit. Actually, I'll pull back and give him a B-, but I think they could be good.